Well, today we start on the stern. And you'll notice that I have a lot of these circled. That doesn't mean that they're stuck down on the deck. All that means is that I did snip them off the sprue and I circled them as I went. So, yeah. Anyway, as far as I know, we do have everything ready to glue on. This shows it from one side, and then the next page over, it's sort of a mirror image, and we just do a lot of it again. Now, on the very back here, this mast is supposed to go. And I'm the same as for the bow. I've got the one here for the bow. Well, I'm not going to put them on until the very end because they are just so fragile, and as I've mentioned at least twice before, I'm going to end up breaking them, so I'm going to just save them. But pretty well everything else I'm going to stick down. And mind you, this deck is now getting to the place where I have to be very careful not to brush anything over it, even something as delicate as just a brush, like a paintbrush. Some of this stuff is so fragile, the paintbrush would, break it off. Like some of these little guns that we're going to be putting on here today. Yeah, well, let's get going here and see if we can get some stuff stuck down. On the bow section, there was a part like this, and I made the mistake of putting these in first, and then when it came time to try and get these ones in, they wouldn't fit. You may remember that. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. So this time I'm going to make sure I remember to get these ones in first. And I do believe I can probably just put these ones in with my fingers. Now I can use either CA glue or I can use this extra thin solvent. I'm just going to use the solvent here. I found that it seems to work pretty good. Now you'll probably remember these little pieces here that look like a J. We're supposed to have 4 of them all together, and we only found 2. Well, that one is supposed to go right there, and the larger one is supposed to go right here. I'm just going to try it and make sure it's going to fit. Okay, now according to the manual, one is supposed to go backwards and the other is supposed to go forwards. Maybe once I get some solvent stuck in there, it'll want to stay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think that's going to be alright. Maybe. Yeah, once I get the solvent in there, it'll sort of smoosh its way in. I think. Doesn't look very straight. There, it's a little better. Whoops. That's somewhat better. Maybe I'll put the heat gun on it, try and evaporate that solvent before it melts the plastic. Well, it was an idea. I don't know if it helped or not. Okay, now the bigger one. I have a tendency to feel like I want to straighten it, but it's maybe about as good as I'm going to get it. Now, if you remember when we did this on the bow, the hinge area, one went on one little protrusion, and then the other piece just rested on. But according to the instructions on this, it goes just like this. Well, not quite, but you know what I mean. So I'm just sort of wondering if maybe what I should be doing is hold it in place and put a little bit of glue. I will give it a try anyway. You know what I think the problem is? I think these tweezers are just too strong. I think they should be a little bit more delicate. I keep dropping stuff. Okay, just a little bit here. There. I actually could see it go shooting along. Now I'm going to take another one and hold it up against. Take this away. There. I can well imagine that some of you experienced model builders are just cringing, and you're thinking to yourself, Ron's got that gorgeous kit and he's butchering it. Too much glue. Now for this one, I've put the glue on the inside of the plastic piece. Now remember the hatch covers on the bow? Well, there's 4 on the back here, or on the stern. And just want to make sure they're going to fit okay. Yeah, do it the same way as I did the bow. Now I have since seen pictures, at least one on the bow, where the hatch cover actually was opening from the side, not from the front. However, I don't think that these are going to glue up very good that way, so we're just going to do it the same way as we did on the bow. Okay, I've dipped the edge that goes into the hatch into CA medium. And I'm going to let that sit for a long time before I try to take that blue tack off of there. So remember yesterday we had to paint up 4 little bollards. Turns out that I have to make 4 more. Good thing I don't need any more than 4, because that's all that was left on the sprues. Anyway, I dropped one on the floor. And while I was looking for it, guess what I found? Yeah, one of the J's. Now this time, I'm going to go just a little lighter. Well, I think I took too much there, maybe. Oh, that's not too bad. Now that one went good. Why didn't the first 2 go good like that? Oh, shoot. Oh, come on here. Stop poking. I think it should go just a little bit to the left. Maybe a little bit more. I think that last one I just took off, it just about fell off. Well, once again, as near as I can tell, we have done everything on step number 13. And I don't know if I can reuse this stuff or not. I'll save it just in case. It was kind of expensive. Anyway, step 14, some of which we've done here, like those little J things. Yeah, J42, J41, and they look like J's. Anyway, yeah, we've already put this on already, put these on already. Okay, I was going to say we did the guns, but these are different guns. Got to put them on. But our photo etch on the ventilators here. Yeah. Well, let's get at it. Now, at first glance, these look like they're the same, but they're not. They're slightly different. I just want to make sure they're going to fit okay in the hole. And they're supposed to face out at right angles to the ship. I guess the idea was you got trained on one and trained on the other. You could probably one of these. In all likelihood, you could operate quite a few guns on the ship that were like that. Now, excuse me, you're going to notice on the underside of these hatches, it definitely needs painting. They all do. There are many, many places on here that I have to go around with a brush later and touch up. And I don't know if I'll be able to do that today yet. I don't even know if we're going to get this all done today. However, we will stop at the end of today, and tomorrow we'll be starting the clock. this one doesn't seem to want to fit that way. I wonder if it's supposed to go this way. Yeah, but that's not the way the... Oh yeah, the drawing does show it that way. I was wrong the first time. Now when I did this on the bow, I noticed that the glue really flowed. Yeah, I'll get the camera out of the way and I'll get in the back there. Although I don't know, maybe I don't need to. Can I get in there? If I don't bang them, they're not going to fall out of there. Now I'm just doing a dry run here. Now my thinking is that if I was to dip the bottom of the rungs, not the rungs, but the bottom of the ladder anyway, into CA medium, and then set it like it is right now, and then maybe later try and touch some CA right here and here. At least that's the plan. Okay. Now my hope is that it's going to head here. Oh. Shoot. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it's too bad about the mess I made on the deck. Don't know if it's making contact or not. You can probably see it better than I can right now. Now the mess that I was talking about is right there. But I think if I paint over that, it's not going to be noticed. Unless you look. So don't look. Now this is the very last piece on step 14. Yeah, it's supposed to go like that. So I think if I put a little bit of glue here, here, and here. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Well, my YouTube friends, I think this is as far as I can get today. Step 14, this was the last thing to put the ladder on. Flip the page, it's sort of a mirror image of this. There's no end to it. I've got to stop here. I was just checking my video and I found out that I'm well over 20 minutes here. Got a lot of editing to do. Get this uploaded to YouTube so that you can watch it yet tonight. And yeah, so I guess all being well, tomorrow morning we'll be starting the clock series. Hopefully it's not going to last too long. And yeah, thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.